What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 130 of the Idiotic Sports Talk. I'm your host, Liam Gavin, coming to you live from my dining room. And today I just want to give you all the Week 4 NFL recap. Let's start with the Thursday night game. We have the Bengals beating the Dolphins 27-15. Joe Burrow, 287 passing, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Joe Mixon had 61 rushing yards and a rushing touchdown. And wide receiver T. Higgins had 7 catches for 124 and a touchdown. As for quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, he had 110 passing, no touchdowns, and an interception, but he left the game with an injury. So in comes Teddy Bridgewater, who had 193 passing, a touchdown, and an interception, and wide receiver Tyreek Hill had 10 catches for $160. So after an 0-2 start, the Bengals win 2 straight and seem to be clicking. They gave the Dolphins their first loss of the season, and they did it in style as they wore their all-white uniforms in that game. And the Dolphins take their first loss of the season, but most importantly, they lose quarterback Tua Tagovailoa with a concussion. He was cleared. He clearly had a concussion versus the Bills the previous Sunday, but he played 4 days later, and it's just a terrible, terrible observation by the Miami Dolphins medical staff. I believe that they just did not do a good job tending to Tua, so hopefully Tua comes back and is okay. As for the Sunday games, we have the first Sunday game, the Vikings beating the Saints 28-25 in London. Kirk Cousins, 273 passing, a touchdown and an interception. Justin Jefferson, 10 catches for 147. He also had a rushing touchdown on the day. And receiver Adam Thielen, 8 catches for 72 yards. As for Saints quarterback, Andy Dalton, 236, a touchdown, no interceptions, and a fumble. And rookie Chris Olave had 4 catches, 67 yards, and a touchdown. So this game was nothing but excitement over there in London. The Vikings pulled off a very close game to go 3-1 on the season. Justin Jefferson absolutely torched Marshawn Lattimore in the Saints defense. And no Jameis Winston, so Andy Dalton stepped in. And he played pretty well despite having no Alvin Kamara or no Michael Thomas. And the Saints lose their third straight and fall to 1-3. The next game on the slate is the Seahawks beating the Lions 48-45. Geno Smith, 320 passing, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, and a rushing touchdown. Rashad Penny, 151 rushing and 2 rushing touchdowns. And receiver DK Metcalf, 7 catches for $149. As for Lions QB Jared Goff, 378 passing, 4 touchdowns, and an interception. Running back Jamal Williams had 108 rushing yards and 2 scores. And tight end TJ Hawkinson, 8 catches, 179, and a touchdown. So what a high-scoring game, very exciting game. No defense played at all. The Seahawks improved to 2-2 with this win. And I thought Geno Smith played phenomenal. The Seahawks run game was absolutely on fire. And the Lions offense and for rushing and receiving was absolutely going off like they have been all year. But unfortunately, the Lions defense couldn't stop a nosebleed, and that's been the story for the Lions so far this season. Lions now fall to 1-3. Next is the Jets beating the Steelers 24-20. Zach Wilson, 252 passing, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. He also had a receiving touchdown that was thrown by Braxton Berrios. The rookie Breece Hall had 66 rushing yards and a touchdown. And wide receiver Corey Davis, 5 catches, 74 yards, and a touchdown. Steelers quarterback Mitch Trubisky, 84 passing yards, no touchdowns, and an interception. He was benched at halftime. So in comes the rookie Kenny Pickett, who had 120 passing, no touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and 2 rushing touchdowns. And the rookie receiver George Pickens had 6 catches for 102. So the Jets improved to 2-2 with a big win on the road. Zach Wilson looked rusty in his first start of the season, coming back from a knee injury that he got in preseason. But most importantly, Wilson and his team got the win. And the Jets were down 20-10 in the fourth quarter, but showed resilience to come back and get the win. And as for the Steelers, their offense was just so bad that Mitch Trubisky was benched. So in came the rookie Kenny Pickett, who provided a spark with 2 rushing touchdowns, but then was welcomed to the NFL real quick by throwing 3 interceptions. The Steelers have now lost 3 straight and are 1-3. Next is the Giants beating the Bears 20-12. Daniel Jones, 71 passing yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions, but he did have 68 rushing yards with 2 rushing touchdowns. He left the game with the foot injury, but he came back. As for Saquon Barkley, he had 146 rushing yards. Justin Fields for the Bears threw for 174, no touchdowns, no interceptions, but he did fumble the ball. and receiver Darnell Mooney had 4 catches for 94 yards. So the Giants moved to 3-1 with their run game. Both teams struggled passing, so they had to rely on their run game, and both ran the ball pretty well. The Giants just did it better as they had 262 rushing yards compared to the Bears' 149. Giants defense also made it tough on the Bears offense by recording 6 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, and not giving up a touchdown. The Bears offense continues to struggle throughout the year as they now fall to 2-2. Next is the Titans beating the Colts 24-17. Ryan Tannehill, 137 passing, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Derrick Henry, 144 rushing yards and a rushing touchdown. Colts quarterback Matt Ryan had 356 passing, 2 touchdowns, an interception, and a fumble. And tight end Mo Alley-Cox, 6 receptions, 85 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So after starting 0-2, the Titans won 2 straight to go to 2-2. Derrick Henry rushed for 100-plus yards for the first time this season. And good things happen when Derrick Henry rushes for over 100 yards. I thought Ryan Tannehill played good too. He played mistake-free football, didn't turn the ball over. And the Colts offense continues to struggle. Jonathan Taylor, their running back who was so explosive last year, has had a very tough year so far. The Colts now have 1 win, 2 losses, and 1 tie on the season. Next game is the Chargers beating the Texans 34-24. Justin Herbert, 340 passing, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Austin Eckler, 60 rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. He also had 49 receiving yards and a receiving touchdown as well. And receiver Mike Williams, 7 catches for 120. Quarterback Davis Mills, 246 passing, 2 interceptions, and 2 touchdowns. The rookie Dameon Pierce had 131 rushing and a rushing touchdown, and receiver Brandon Cooks, 7 catches, 57 yards, and a touchdown. So the Chargers bounced back after an extremely embarrassing loss last week to go to 2-2 on the season. Justin Herbert played phenomenal along with Austin Eckler, and the Texans continue to struggle. The Texans are now the only winless team in the league as they have a 0-win, 3 losses, and 1 tie record. The next game is the Falcons beating the Browns 23-20. Marcus Mariota, 139 passing, no touchdowns, and an interception. Cordell Patterson had a rushing touchdown on the afternoon. Browns quarterback Jacoby Brissett, 234 passing, no touchdowns, an interception, and a rushing touchdown. And running back Nick Chubb, 118 rushing and a touchdown as well. So after starting 0-2, the Falcons have won 2 straight to move to 2-2. And the Falcons were able to rack up 202 rushing yards to help them win this game. No Myles Garrett on the Browns defense, and it showed as they were barely able to get any pressure against a Falcons offensive line that has not been particularly that good. And although the Browns had 400-plus yards of offense, they still lost this game and are now 2-2 on the season. Next is the Cowboys beating the Commanders 25-10. Cooper Rush, 223 passing, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. CeeDee Lamb, 6 catches, 97 yards, and a touchdown. And Michael Gallup, in his first game back in almost a year from an ACL injury, he had a touchdown catch as well. Carson Wentz of the Commanders had 170 passing, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions. And the rookie Jahad Dotson had a touchdown catch on the afternoon. So how about them Cowboys? The Cowboys have now won 3 straight and go to 3-1. Cooper Rush is now 4-0 as a Cowboys starter. And even when the Commanders took away the run game of the Dallas Cowboys, Cooper Rush was able to deliver in the passing game. And Wentz was under pressure the entire game, just couldn't get any type of offense going. And after starting 1-0, the Commanders lost 3 straight and now go to 1-3. Next is the Eagles beating the Jaguars 29-21. Trevor Lawrence had 174 passing, 2 touchdowns, an interception, and 4 fumbles. Jamal Agnew, 4 catches, 50 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Quarterback Jalen Hurts of the Eagles, 204 passing, 0 touchdowns, an interception, and a rushing touchdown. And running back Miles Sanders, 134 rushing for 2 touchdowns. So the Eagles moved to 4-0 and have the best record in the NFL. They were down 14-0, but then outscored the Jaguars 29-7. The Eagles stuck to the run even when they were down, and it paid off as they racked up 210 rushing yards. And as for the Jaguars, they started off hot. They had a pick 6, and they were able to score another touchdown, take a 14-0 lead, but then they folded. Trevor Lawrence had 5 total turnovers, and that does not help you win games as the Jaguars fall to 2-2. Next is the Bills beating the Ravens 23-20. Josh Allen, 213 passing, a touchdown, an interception, 70 yards rushing, and a rushing touchdown. Stephon Diggs, 4 catches for 62 yards. And as for Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson, 144 passing, a touchdown, 2 interceptions, and 70 rushing yards. And the running back J.K. Dobbins had a rushing and receiving touchdown on the afternoon. So the Bills moved to 3-1 with a road win against the Ravens. The Bills overcame some early turnovers and a 20-3 deficit to get them the win. And as for the Ravens, they fall to 2-2 after blowing another 17-plus point lead at home. Coach John Harbaugh decided to go for it on 4th and goal. Instead of kicking the field goal and getting 3 points, it led to a Lamar Jackson interception. And as a result of that, the Bills were able to drive down the field, kick the game-winning field goal, and get the win. Next is the Cardinals beating the Panthers 26-16. Kyler Murray, 207 passing, a touchdown, an interception, and a rushing touchdown. I'm sorry, he had two passing touchdowns, not one. And receiver Marquise Brown had 6 catches, 88 yards, and a touchdown. Quarterback Baker Mayfield, 197 passing, a touchdown, 2 interceptions, and a fumble. And running back Christian McCaffrey had 9 catches, 81 yards, and a touchdown. So the Cardinals moved to 2-2 after this win. The Cardinals offense started off slow, but in the second half, their rushing and passing attack started to take over. The Cardinals defense also made some big plays in that game. And as for the Panthers, their offense continued to struggle as they fall to 1-3. The Panthers defense had an early pick 6, but the 3 turnovers by Baker did not help them out at all in this game. And the coach, Matt Rule, in my opinion, deserves to be fired. I don't know how he's been on the Panthers this long already. Next is the Raiders beating the Broncos 32-23. Derek Carr, 188 passing, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Josh Jacobs, 144 rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. And Devontae Adams, 9 catches for 101 yards. Quarterback of the Broncos, Russell Wilson, 237 passing, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and a rushing touchdown as well. Cortland Sutton, 5 catches, 52 yards, and a touchdown. Jerry Jeudy, 4 catches, 53 yards, and a touchdown. So the Raiders get their first win of the season and move to 1-3. Derek Carr played mistake-free football, which is huge, and Josh Jacobs ran the ball like an absolute madman. The Raiders' defense has been really bad all season, but stepped up this game as they had 3 sacks and a forced fumble, which led to a touchdown. And Russell Wilson honestly had the best game so far as a Bronco, but his defense just could not stop the run at all. And as a result of that, the Broncos are 2-2. Next is the Packers beating the Patriots in overtime 27-24. Aaron Rodgers, 251 passing, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Aaron Jones had 110 rushing yards, and receiver Allen Lazard, 6 catches for 116. So Bailey Zapp, the rookie, he replaced an injured Brian Hoyer early in the game. He threw for 99 yards, a touchdown, no interceptions, and he fumbled the ball. Running back Damian Harris had 86 rushing yards and a touchdown, and receiver Devontae Parker had a touchdown catch. The Packers win a close one, and they have now won 3 straight to go to 3-1. The Packers' run game totaled 200 yards, and Rodgers got it together after a rough start in the beginning of the game. And the Pats did everything they could to help the rookie quarterback out. The defense got a pick 6, and the run game had 167 yards, but it was just unable to get the job done. And Bailey Zapp definitely has potential. He just needs more experience on the field. The Patriots are now 1-3. The Sunday night game, the final game of Sunday, was the Chiefs beating the Bucs 41-31. Patrick Mahomes, 249, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. Running back Clyde Edwards-Helaire had 92 rushing yards, a rushing touchdown, and a receiving touchdown. And tight end Travis Kelce, 9 catches, 92 yards, and a touchdown. Tom Brady of the Bucs, 385 passing, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, and a fumble. Mike Evans, 8 catches, 103, and 2 touchdowns. And running back Leonard Fournette, 7 catches, 57 yards for a touchdown. So the Chiefs get a bounce-back win and move to 3-1. Patrick Mahomes absolutely carved up the Bucs D. He was doing some crazy passes out there. In the Chiefs' run game, they shredded the Bucs defense too. The Chiefs rushed for 197 yards, while the Bucs only rushed for 3 yards. Can you believe that? 3 yards. They were outrushed 186 yards. Tom Brady played his best game of the season so far, but the defense could not stop the Chiefs' offense at all. And The Bucks, because of that, are now 2-2 after losing 2 straight. The final game on the slate, the Monday night game, we had the Niners beating the Rams 24-9. Jimmy G, 239 passing, a touchdown, 0 interceptions. Deebo Samuel, 6 catches, 115, and a touchdown. As for Matt Stafford, he threw for 254, no touchdowns, an interception, and a fumble. And Cooper Kupp, 14 catches for 122. The Niners moved to 2-2 with a win over their division rival. Jimmy G avoided turning the ball over, and the Niners offense looked like they were finally clicking. The Niners defense gave the Rams hell all night long with 7 sacks, a forced fumble, and a pick 6 to seal the game. And outside of Cooper Kupp, the Rams offense was pretty much absent. They pretty much all took the night off. And in the regular season, I'm sorry, Rams fans, but the Niners still own you guys. And with that loss, the Rams fall to 2-2. So that's it for my Week 4 recap. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on my Instagram. I hope you all have a great day and are in great health. Thank you.